Hello everyone. Previous video we have learned about few infectious diseases, their causative agent and their symptoms. Then we have also learned about immunity. What is immunity and what different types of immunity are there that we have learned. In that we have learned physical and physiological barriers. Now in today's video we are going to learn about cellular and biochemical barriers. Now it is the second line of body defense. It includes phagocytes, natural killer cell, it is also called as NK cells, interferons and inflammatory response. These are the four different areas through which we are going to learn or focus on cellular and biochemical barriers. So out of which first is phagocytes. The process of engulfing and destroying the microbe by some cell is called phagocytosis and the cell is called phagocytes. Now this is a defense mechanism. That means whenever any foreign particle or any microorganism tries to enter in our body or get the entry somehow in our body, after entering inside our body, these are the cells which are getting activated and they are trying to trap the microorganism or foreign body so that there will be no harm caused by them. So after trapping, they are destroying them and they are trying to reduce their effect or harmful effect on the body. So this is how these phagocytes are working, and the mechanism through which they are making the foreign bodies dead or lysis of the foreign body, that is called phagocytosis. The neutrophils and monocytes, that means macrophages, are the types of WBC and which are important, playing very important role, and they are the important phagocytic cells. If you see the process of phagocytosis in the slide, there is a picture shown in which you will get a clear idea of process of phagocytosis. Firstly, the phagocytes are trying to trap with the pseudopodia the microorganisms or the foreign particles. Then after taking them inside their body, they are releasing the lytic enzyme from the lysosome, that is digestive enzyme, and that digestive enzyme combines with this foreign body and will partially make the digestion of that microorganism, and the residual body of the microorganism will be thrown out so that the residual body is no more harmful now. Previously it was harmful, and after the digestive enzymes break down, the body residue which are left are not severe or dangerous for the body. This way the mechanism of process of phagocytosis takes place by the phagocytes. Second is natural killer cells. They are also called as NK cells. These natural killer cells are non-phagocytic large lymphocytes. They are non-phagocytic, means they are not causing harm directly to the pathogen or microorganism, like being engulfing them or taking them inside the body, but they are having ability to check the self and non-self cell or harmful and healthy cells. So these natural killer cells are finding foreign bodies or non-healthy cells, and they are trying to directly kill them out of by releasing enzyme out of their body. So it mainly recognizes the viral infected cells and tumor cell. It destroys them by secreting cytolysin enzyme. Hence, these are called killer cell. So once they have detected the viral bodies or tumor cells around them or nearby them, they are releasing this cytolytic lysine enzyme, and after that enzymatic action the cell will get destroyed. This is the mechanism of the natural killer cell. Next is interferon. Interferon are the antiviral glycoprotein produced by viral infected animal cell. It protects the neighboring cells from viral infections. So especially they are working on the viral infection. It mainly stimulates neighboring cells to synthesize a protein that interfere with viral replication. So actually when these interferons are finding the viral bodies around them, they are trying to synthesize a kind of signal for the neighboring cell to get alert and synthesize the protein which will be responsible for interfering the functioning of the viral cell. So they are synthesizing, stimulating the neighboring cell to synthesize protein that interfere with the viral replication. It also activates macrophages and natural killer cells to recognize infected cells. Now, if you want to know how actually this interferon works, here the diagrammatic representation on the slide you can see the process of working of interferons. When the viral body, the path is shown like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this sequence way, if you observe, you will get a clear idea. When the virus or the viral body is around the first host cell, near the first host cell, and once it has introduced its genetic material inside the host cell, after then the host cell tries to check the genetic combination present on the genes, on the genetic material of the virus which they have introduced into the host cell. With the similar genetic makeup, they are making or synthesizing or replicating the DNA with the same sequence, and that mRNA will synthesize the protein which will try to make the genetic material of the viral body dead, and that is whichever protein is synthesized by the host cell by checking the genetic material of the viral cell is called interferon molecules. These interferon molecules, they are releasing out of their cell and releasing into the another cell or host next to second cell, and after entering there, that cell genetic material or DNA also they are stimulating through that protein to synthesize similar type of protein. So they will fight against the viral genetic material and will avoid the multiplication of the virus, so that the increasing number of virus or multiplication rate will stop and will block the viral reproduction. Next is inflammatory response. It is the localized response to injury, infection or irritation. The symptoms are getting redness, swelling, pain, increasing body temperature, etc. So with the help of these symptoms like getting redness, swelling, pain, increasing body temperature, these are the symptoms of inflammatory action or inflammation. So due to which, if certain pathogen is present in a certain area or trying to give infection in certain area, that area becomes swollen, the area becomes or the temperature of that area rises, then inflammatory action starts with the swelling and paining. And if that kind of symptoms are seen in particular place of the body, not overall or everywhere in the body, that is the kind of action for making the death of the infectious body, because increasing temperature is responsible for trying to make the death of the microorganism. For that temperature they may not survive. Such temperature body is trying to increase so that they will become dead or their death will avoid the further infection. Acquired or specific immunity. Next point is acquired or specific immunity. which all points we have learned till now, it is all about the innate immunity, natural immunity, which we get from our birth. Now we are going to focus on the acquired immunity, the immunity or the ability of the resistance power of the body, which body has developed through the experience in their lifetime. Because from the birth or by birth, the innate immunity they have, but that is not sufficient for the body to survive throughout the life and avoid the infection. So some more immunity is developed by the body as many as the infectious bodies are entering in the body. So by experience or by maximum exposure with the infectious entities, the living organism is developing their own immunity. It is called acquired immunity. It is the defense mechanism acquired by the healthy person against the specific pathogen and infection. It forms the third line body defense. Lymphocytes are the important component activating specific body defense. So lymphocytes are responsible for having this acquired immunity or development of acquired immunity in a healthy body. The two types of lymphocytes are present, T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. First, T lymphocyte. The undifferentiated lymphocyte originate from stem cells of bone marrow. So these T lymphocytes are originating from the bone marrow or the stem cells of the bone marrow, and they will be undifferentiated, means immature. They will go to the thymus gland. It's after reaching there, this undifferentiated T lymphocyte cell will become mature or will become active. So some of them migrate to thymus gland and differentiate into T lymphocyte, which will actually be involved in the defense mechanism. Second is B lymphocytes. The undifferentiated lymphocyte originate from the stem cells of the bone marrow, will migrate to Bursa equivalent and differentiate into B lymphocyte. Bursa equivalent is the part present in the another part of the bone marrow. So this undifferentiated cells will be formed in the bone marrow, and they will be, this Bursa equivalent is a hypothesized lymphoid tissue in the bone marrow itself, but it is little away from the stem cells position, and after reaching there they will be developing into the B lymphocyte cells. Bursa equivalent is found in mammal. Bursa fabricius is found in birds, having the same kind of function. Next is antigen. Any foreign substance that enters our body and stimulate immune response is called antigen. So any foreign body after entering in our body will stimulate a defense mechanism or stimulate immune response. That is called antigen. This antigen has two properties. First is antigenicity. It is the ability of antigen to generate specific immune response to produce antibody. So it will be a kind of specific action. Like suppose specific antigen has introduced, it will synthesize or produce the defense mechanism which will be very specific. If another kind of microorganism will enter, that will be not sufficient for it. So it is having a specific action and working will be specific. That is why it is called specific immune response. So the antigenicity is the ability of that antigen to produce specific immune response to produce antibody. Immunogenicity. It is the ability of an antigen to react with specific antibody. Biochemically, antigens are proteins, large polysaccharides, lipids, fatty acids, or nucleic acids. Sometimes entire pathogen acts as antigen. So this entire pathogen will be responsible for showing the action which will stimulate the defense mechanism or immune response. Next is antibody or immunoglobulin. It is also called as Ig. The protein molecule that produced by B lymphocytes against a specific antigen is called antibody. So that protein molecule will be responsible for showing the defense mechanism. These are mainly classified into 5 types. They are IgM, IgA, IgD, IgE and IgG. IgM is pentamer and it is a megaglobin. It is the first reaches the injury site. So whenever we are getting hurted or injury is happening to our body, they are the first, IgM are the first to reach to the injured places. IgA is the secretory antibody. They are responsible for secreting antibody. IgD is it binds to B lymphocytes and acts as a surface receptor. IgE play important role in allergy. IgG crosses placenta and protects fetus, especially during pregnancy. This IgG action mechanism is important. They are responsible for reaching to the fetus and showing the immunity or immune response when the fetus is growing. Now we will learn the structure of antibody. The antibody is mainly known as immunoglobulin. It is a Y shape made up of 4 polypeptide chains. If you see in diagram, you will find this is a Y shaped antibody structure which is having 4 chains bound together, making a structure of antibody. Among 4 chains, 2 are the longer chains called heavy chains. So 2 are the longer chains or heavy chains which are shown with a blue rod like structure. Then 2 are smaller called light chain which are shown in diagram with a faint red color and dark red color. The 4 polypeptide chains are held together by disulfide bond, or it is also called as bisulfide bond. So this bisulfide or disulfide bond is holding both heavy and light chains of the antibody together, so that the structure, which is Y-shaped structure, you can see in the diagram or you can observe in the diagram, will remain in the same shape and with the same structure. Each chain contains constant and variable regions. In constant region, the amino acid sequence are constant and same in all antibodies. In variable region, the amino acid sequence varies with different antibody. So variable regions are the region which are variable or changing according to antibody. The variable region is present at the tip of Y arm, form antigen binding site. Next, in proper diagrammatic representation, you can see on the slide the diagram of the antibody. It is a kind of structure which is giving you a clear idea of kind of combination of all the bonds and the chain or the structure of the all the arms of the antibody. So here light chain, dark chain, or light chain or heavy chain is there with the dark and light patches. So these light patches are nothing but the variable arms, whereas the dark patches on both the arm, that is light and heavy arm, these are the constant arms or constant sites. These variable sites are present at the light sites and they are also called as antigen combining site or antigen joining sites. Role of B lymphocyte. The lymphocytes produced at bone marrow differentiate in bursa equivalent into B lymphocyte. When the antigen enters into the body, number of B lymphocytes stimulated to produce antibody. Once the antigen specific antibody producing B lymphocyte activated, it multiplies rapidly to produce number of cloned cells, and this is how the rapid increase in number of B lymphocyte cell will be there. The clone B lymphocytes differentiates into plasma cell. These cells produces specific antibody against antigen in large quantity, and once this antibody against the antigen in large quantity will be produced, the defense mechanism is ready for having a resistance against the pathogen. The clone B lymphocyte that undifferentiated remains as memory B cells. When the same antigen enters again in future, memory cells respond rapidly to destroy them, because previously first entry will not have a kind of memory of action mechanism of that pathogen and which kind of chemical they are going to release to harm our body. But once the defense mechanism is prepared with the help of antigen released by them, they are getting stimulated and stimulating the B lymphocyte cell and generating this B lymphocyte cell defense mechanism. In the next visit, same pathogen if visits second time, the memory will be remain with the B lymphocyte cell, and whatever time they have spent in the first visit to create a kind of defense mechanism will not be spent by the body again, because they are having a ready knowledge about what kind of chemical they are going to release to harm our body. So immediately our body will start defense mechanism to fight against them and destroy them. Here is the schematic representation or diagrammatic representation through which you will be understanding how the antigen response is developed by the B lymphocyte cell, and after antigen is checked or identified by the B lymphocyte cell in a proper chemical sequence, then its mitosis will start, will make the clone cells of the B lymphocyte cells, and they all will start their defense mechanism. Side by side they are also creating memory cells to keep the memory of the defense mechanism, so that the next time when the same pathogen enters in our body, the memory cells will be giving an idea about the certain defense mechanism required for fighting against them, and the action of fighting or responding to the pathogen in the second time visit will be very quick and rapid. Now we will learn cell mediated immunity. It is also called as CMI. It is the immunity mediated by T lymphocyte cells. Role of T lymphocytes are: the lymphocytes produced at the bone marrow differentiate in the thymus into T lymphocyte. It does not produce any antibody. Actually, T lymphocyte does not create any antibody, but this T lymphocyte cell help B lymphocyte cells to produce antibody in certain way. It directly acts on antigen. So the mechanism, fighting mechanism of T lymphocyte cell is dual. One, they are directly attacking on antigen and making them destroy, and second way of their defense is they are helping B lymphocyte cell to develop or synthesize antibody. When antigen enters into the body, the antigen specific T lymphocyte stimulated and becomes active. So specific T lymphocyte, once the entry of the antigen will take place in the body, will get stimulated, and they will be this T lymphocyte cell will become active. The activated T lymphocyte multiplies rapidly to produce number of clone cells. According to function of T lymphocyte, these are identified into killer T cells. That means these T cells recognize a specific pathogen and destroy by lysis. This is the instant and immediate action which they take on the spot. So it is called killer T cells. Second is helper T cells. These are the T cells helping in stimulating antigen specific B cells to produce antibody. Like before I said, they are helping B lymphocyte cells to produce antibody. So helper T cells are responsible for helping B lymphocytes to produce antibody. Suppressor T cells. Now what is the role of suppressor T cell? These T cells suppresses the immune response of both B and T cells when infection is controlled. When the infection and defense mechanism is going on, the whole body is getting concentrated on the same defense mechanism. But once the viral infection or microbial infection is under control, the B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte cells action mechanism will be stopped or will be slowed down and then stop with the help of suppressor T cell. At the end of infection or covering finish the infection, the suppressor T cells help B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte to stop their defense mechanism. Memory T cell. These T cells are programmed to recognize and respond to the specific antigen that enters in future. So these memory T cells are keeping the memory when the same pathogen enters in future. They are helping to maintain the data and the specific action performed by the body, and that will be a kind of memory maintained by memory T cells. That's all for today. In today's video, we have learned all the immunity related issues or immunity related defense mechanism which is played by our body and which is having very important role during when the entry of pathogen takes place in our body. In next video, we will discuss remaining points of this chapter. Thank you very much.